The other day I had a viewer write a comment asking about how I had germinated some Sagris coronata by Budia capitata seeds, I believe was the video. But anyway, it brought to mind maybe doing a generalized palm seed germinating primer video. And with regard to that particular palm, the coronata by Budia, I can suggest perhaps using a baggie method with a little less moisture than you would for other palms, as Budia and I believe coronata tend to come from somewhat savanna-like climates where you don't get a lot of moisture, so you don't want to encourage rotting. So anyway, but just this is a quick primer on the techniques I use. They're by no means a how-to or the best way or whatever, but one method is to take perlite and sphagnum peat moss, that Canadian sphagnum, mix the two together. You'll find a ratio that works for you depending on the seed type, and they call it the baggie method, and you just put that stuff in a bag with the seeds. Again, get your moisture right. I can't coach you on that because it's different with every seed, so you'll have to sort of intuit where the palm comes from. Is it a rainforest palm, or is it a savanna type or desert climate palm? That'll definitely have an impact. The medium I like to use for the baggie method is this type of I guess they call it Spanish. Well, no, it's not really Spanish moss, but the bag says sphagnum moss, but I don't know if I'd call it that. But anyway, that's what I use. It holds moisture nicely. It doesn't work really good for super small seeds because they might get lost in there, but it's what I like to use. It's my go-to. Vis-a-vis this can get a little mucky for me, so I tend to use that. It's a little cleaner. And I've got some Phoenix dactylifera seeds here, medjool. My wife and I have been eating dates this week, so I'll probably go the baggie route and start them off in there. Another way to germinate seeds is community pots. Just take soil, throw seeds in, put soil on top, keep moist, and that's certainly a good way to do it. These are Sable Minor right here, and these are Cocothrinax camagüeyensis here in another community pot, and then I've got some Dictyosperma album conjugatum here that are just starting to pop up. This is certainly a good way to do it with tougher palms that don't have sensitive root systems, because what you're going to have to do is break all of these out of the pot. What I'll do is I'll turn the pot on its side and just slowly have all these come loose, and then we'll individually plant them up. These are some examples of things I did with the baggie method. This is a Bactris coloradonus here, and a couple different sizes of Ephandra Natalia, and I'm showing these because these Ephandras tend to send down a larger taproot. So once you get something germinated in a bag, where you go next is important. So you want to have the right size container ready to take these plants. So these went very quickly from just germinating in a bag to 1 to 3 gallons real quick. And then lastly, I'll show you the laziest, ultimate slacker technique, and I'm going to stop here and then I'll pick up over where those seeds are. So here's the slacker technique here. These are Thrinax radiata seed, and I had hundreds of them, so I didn't have anything to lose. And as you can see, there's a couple coming up out of the ground there, and and there's a bunch right here. And I'd had a tough time getting radiata to germinate over the years, using all those other methods that we just saw. So I just throw these on the ground, 300 or 400, and maybe I'll get 50 up. And so that's my slacker method, because I just gave up on radiata. But this year was a success, and I've got a lot of them coming up. And I'll also show you, matter of fact, I can keep the camera rolling because it's not too far away. For coconuts, I just do the same thing. I just throw the coconuts on the ground, and when I see a little green thing pop out of them, they're ready. And you just very gingerly dig them up because they have a couple of sensitive tap roots coming out. So there's my coconut germination techniques. And if we have a warm enough winter here in Central Florida, they'll germinate right into the winter too. So that's a brief, hopefully brief summary of techniques that I use to germinate palm seeds. In the wintertime, I have this little box that I made set up on top of my water heater, and this outgoing pipe acts as a heating element, and I just put my palm seeds in here during the winter months when it's not warm enough outside, or there may be a risk for freeze, to germinate palm seeds. And I've got a little lid that I just put right on top of it there.